Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Surprise Thursday. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with the Jada Toys 1/32 scale Hollywood Rides Transformers Generation 1 Jazz Porche 935 Turbo. Let's get into it! Let's start things off with a look at the packaging. It's been a little while since we've covered one of these, my friends. So here we have Transformers More Than Meets the Eye Heroic Autobot. Here's a little hanging by a peg hook, but they're never hanging by a peg hook. Nice window here showcasing, a top view and letting some light in from the front around to the front. Got a nice window showcasing most of the car. Jada Transformers 40 years. Transformers More Than Meets the Eye. Jazz Porche 935 Turbo. See robot on chassis. What? And it's die-cast. On the bottom, Jada, here's some stuff about them. Don't give it to babies. You're going to need a screwdriver, small fine legalese. Symbols I'm not going to learn. Porsche, I know that symbol. Hasbro, I know that symbol. Authentic Transformers, I know that symbol too. And a barcode. On this side, we've got a bit of a window here giving a front view of the vehicle. Transformers More Than Meets the Eye Jazz Porche 935 Turbo. On the other side, Transformers More Than Meets the Eye. There he is in robot mode, and here's a holographic sticker that says Porsche officially, or official licensed product. Here's whatever this is, and then Jazz Porche 935 Turbo. Finally, on the back, Transformers More Than Meets the Eye, and there is, practical photography shots of the car and the chassis with the robot mode, although you can't see it very well, but it does have a nice Autobot logo on there. Jazz Porche 935 Turbo, Jada Toys, made in China, Hollywood Rides, all of this stuff. That, my friends, is a look at the packaging. Let's take a look at the vehicle, and please forgive me if I missed something. It's been quite a while since we've taken a look at one of these Jada Hollywood Rides. And first off, I have to say, the die-cast mold is really good. It does have some plastic parts on it, like the vents. And probably some lights and stuff. Of course, the chassis. And let's take a look at that first. We've got that red Autobot logo right there. And then there you can see Jazz in his robot mode on the chassis, and there's some other molded details in there as well. The tires are slick racing tires. We've got some colored bits for the headlights. We've got, I don't know if this is a paint or a tampo or what's going on here, but it's got the Autobot logo. It's got Jazz's stripes. It's got his stripes here on the sides as well. It's got a little bit of paint in here. It's got the number 4, just like it should. On the door, it's got silver wheels, and the tires are like that rubbery plastic that we usually see on die-cast vehicles of this size or larger. And then we got some nice details back here. I think that might be paint. I do believe that is paint. I was wrong. It's not a plastic piece, it's paint. And then some details here, the muffler or exhaust right there. Doors do open. That is if I can get them open. They don't open very wide though, I will tell you that. That's as far as they open, my friends. So maybe we can see on the inside a little bit. You can see a racing seat and steering wheel, and there's a little bit of dashboard details going on. You can't, it's not really showing up here on the camera. It's not focusing good. So, but there are a few details in there, not a lot. Then on the other side, not really much going on. You can kind of see the console in the center there. No real seat on this side. So very, very hard to see in there. And I don't have my pen light. Somehow it has disappeared. Otherwise I would shine it in there so we could see a little better. But I guess that's the way we're going to have to do it. You can kind of see the steering wheel there and the dash. But nice blue tint to the windscreen or windshield. And then it's got this tinted strip or black strip up here at the top. And then we've got those same window in the back and on the sides as well. So overall, this is a very nice looking version of Jazz's alt mode. It rolls superbly and it's great. I love these Jada vehicles, and you know, maybe one day they'll give us a 1/12 scale vehicle, maybe a little slightly bigger than 1/12, you know, so it fits stuff. But these 1/32 scale things are great. They scale great with the current line of Transformers, and I'm talking about since Siege for the most part. There are a few that you know, don't scale up like they maybe should, but for the most part you can fit these vehicles right in with your Transformers when they're in alt mode, Siege and to present, for the most part. Well, there you have it, my friends, a look at the vehicle. It's time for my favorite part of a review: comparisons. And here we have the Jada Toys Hollywood Rides the Transformers Generation 1 1/32 scale Jazz with the Transformers Studio Series 86 Deluxe Class Jazz. Here we have the Jada Toys Hollywood Rides the Transformers Generation 1 1/32 scale Jazz with the Jada Toys Hollywood Rides the Transformers Generation 1 1/32 scale Optimus Prime, and the Jada Toys Hollywood Rides Back to the Future Part 2 1/32 scale DeLorean Time Machine. For our last set of comparisons, here we have the Jada Toys Hollywood Rides the Transformers Generation 1 1/32 scale Jazz with the Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy Earthrise Leader Class Optimus Prime, and the Transformers X Back to the Future Deluxe Class Gigawatt. For final thoughts on the Jada Toys Hollywood Rides the Transformers Generation 1 1/32 scale Jazz, I have to say, this is what it is, and it is up to Jada's standard. And by standard, I mean it's really good for a 1/32 scale die-cast vehicle. based on a transforming robot property. It holds up with the rest of the Hollywood rides line, including Optimus Prime, the Back to the Future cars, the DC cars, the Knight Rider cars, the Mystery Machine, and the Fast and Furious cars that I have reviewed on this channel, which you can go back and look at if you want to. There's a whole playlist of that. And it's really good. Now, the interior isn't maybe as detailed as some other lines, but who's really looking at the interior anyway? I mean, this guy is all about the outside. And I guess it's a nice little touch that they put the robot form on the chassis, but nobody's using that. I mean, it's a nice touch. It'd be a little bit nicer if it had a little paint on it, but again, nobody's really looking at that. What you see on the turntable here, that's what you're looking at. That's what you want to look at when you've got one of these. The deco is nice. Actually, the deco is really good. And with it not having to, work in all of the transformation parts, they can spend some more on the deco on these things, and they're a little bit truer to scale. And even though, like, the Studio Series is approximate 1:32 scale, pretty much all Transformers since Siege started have been approximately 1:32 scale. Now, there have been some that have been a little bit bigger, maybe some that's been a little bit smaller. But, Transformers scale is what it's going to be. I mean, that scale is going to be what it's going to be. It's never going to be 100% one scale. At least I don't think it will be. But since Siege, them making things approximately 1:32 scale, they've stayed pretty close to that for the most part. But, if you just want the car version of Jazz, his alt mode, here it is. It's die-cast. It's beautiful. It's Jada Toys. They do a great job. I haven't had a chance to review any of their action figures yet, or I haven't picked up any to review yet. But I do have Shaggy from Scooby-Doo on pre-order, so that will probably be my first look at the way Jada does action figures. Well, that does it for the review. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. If you are interested in supporting my channel further, I am now offering memberships at various tiers. Click the join button on my YouTube page, or check this video's description for the link and see if any membership offers are right for you, but only if you are in a position to do so. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you would like to see more content or just help the channel grow, or both. That's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.